Hello, Aprikan Sai sa HornbillTV la NAGAMESE Express. Unified Nagaland Tribal Body Form Kurubo Nimide, Nagaland la Atta Tribal Hos, Au Senden, Angami Public Organization, Chakasang Public Organization, Lota Ho, Puchuri Ho, Rengma Ho, Sumi Ho, Aru Nagaland Ziliang People's Organization, Aji Consultative Meeting, Luise Tourist Lodge, Dimapur. IB details, Savo reporter Adona Lode.
Nagaland te Jwasa upra ekta Unified Apex Nagaland Tribes Body banabole itu kosis kurigena consultative meeting bi loikena ayase aro itia yate aji Dimapur te hoilibi yate tourist lodge te 8 tribal host kan aigena itia takan consultative meeting loyase mugan jana nisna itu consultative meeting exercise loa tu aji first time no hoy Jwasa upra takan itu similar exercise kurigena ahatu itia yate Dimapur te loa lagatu 4 bar hoy asni ki to ita yate tagan itu closed door meeting loya ase mohan HornbillTV oilibi paratak tagan laga meeting kotom hoina ola pichite ki discussion noilibi tagan laga meetings tu itu fruitful asna nai aro ki iku resolutions kan bi banai gina asna nai itu laga opportunity mohan tagan ola pichite itu tagan laga leaders kan logoti bi mohan kota kurbo aro aji laga itu aji consultative meeting matha laga tu Seasonal Chairman Rojovoto Chatsubra initiative loigena aji meeting lo alaga ase guise to IB tagan meeting kotom hua pichite ai ula pichite moan ki tala meeting opportunity moan ita kota kro IB ki sabte kurigena ayase alap share kuriyo parwo
we are promoting to organize an unified Naga civil society body, one body. Yes, Nagas of Nagaland, as of now. We are having a meeting as a promoter to organize one unified Naga apex body.
And any next meeting
That I don't actually remember now.
But you are going to have, no?
Yes, we will have.
What has been the response of the individual hosts?
No, consists of all the tribal hosts. We are organizing one apex body for Nagaland.
Ajila meeting day ku resolution itu kan bi kurina isna na.
No. We are initiating as a promoter to organize that. That's all.
No resolution.
No resolution as such.
All attended the meeting, and then the meeting was called by the
sessional chairman and secretary.
Oh, okay.
And so the tribal united body that is going to be formed. So today it was discussed about that. Press release never likhna tha Yusuf sir. So the united body will become one under the government or?
Let me not say anything at this juncture.
Okay.
Acha sir. One iman diri apnian ke ekta duita ajila ka meeting opportunity hoilibe alop share koi dibi iman diri rukina ase to apnian ki discuss kurise ito ekta duita.
They were in the meeting.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. They were in the meeting. I was not in the meeting.
Okay.
It's not supposed to be disclosed today.
So actually, how was the meeting?
Meeting was quite okay. Very positive. Okay, the outcome will be good. Okay.
So, on what agendas did you discuss?
No, please, let me not go further. Okay, thank you so much for... Okay.
Acha sir ekta ine apnian last time itu similar exercise hoilibi kurina ase to itu ekta draft proposal laga kotha bi khoi ase to itu laga opportunity aji kotha krishna kini ka ase
Itu to about to discuss course. Only aji to ekut kobole na lage ase amahan na.
acha
Hoy, please don't.
okay next meeting to kita hola ase
We haven't fixed, but most probably it will be taken very soon. There.
to ita tagan meeting loigena ita kotom hoi jaise aro amnian jana nisna HornbillTV kan hoilibi ajila meeting opor ki discussion noilibi resolutions kan laga itu janibole kosis kurise hoilibi apnian ita hunia nisna members kan kunbi ajila meeting opor debi iku comments kurubule kunbi itu manjur nai hoilibi ita kumba members logo pra moan jani paise ki taga laga ajila meeting to fruitful ase goise aro paratak aro consultative meeting tu ahibole dinte lobole laga kota koi ase Ajila meeting more than 2 hours, almost 3 hours nisna tagan discussion kuise hoilibi ajila meeting opporte hoilibi kunbi discuss kuribule tagan itu manjur nai to ahibule dinte aro tagan itu consultative meeting loina kita itu final call aro kitia itu apex Nagaland tribes body bi form kuribole laga key step loya ase itu tu takan meeting loa pichite final decision loa pichite aro muan update kuribo ajini mede mane ase moyadena re with camera person Johnson for HornbillTV Dimapur
Manipur de Naga territory thakade UNLF MPA designated camp set up kuriado khushi napa janaise National Socialist Council of Nagaland IMBRA Group pra press statement ekta de takan Government of India or UNLF Pambai majude peace agreement kuria saigina ISA kina NACN la duty do nagamano or geopolitical ge bachaigina rakhi bole ase kuise UNLF designated camp upor group pra kuise itu set up kurubule naga public laga manjuri loana are ena bhavna nakurigina jaga de ahi jado condemn kurubule laga ase aru juldi camp to hatai dibi koigina mangise NACN aro kuise takan Government of India logode ceasefire sign kuria homoy designation camps khan lagabole upor bi arrangement khan kurise kintu UNLF khan logode itu mamla to thik pra kuria nai aru geopolitical sentiment upor bhavna dia nai group pra hudise jodi India government pra mete aro naga khan la majode communal war ani bole koshish kure ase naki temoga neta khata break luina wapas ai sai thakbi HornbillTV
The career exploration exercise was fun, right?
Yes, the skill test really helped us to think about our interests carefully.
Yeah, I know what I want to do in the future now.
And what's that?
Archaeologist. There is so much beauty in artifacts. What about you, Ikra?
Oh, I'm interested in accounts, playing badminton, and I love drama.
Wow, that's a lot of options.
Do we really need to think about this now?
Now that we are growing up, we have to take decisions related to things that matter to us.
Yeah, we can't depend on our parents for everything. We have to learn to take our own decisions.
That sounds so tough.
Well, it does, but that's why they say, with great change comes great responsibility.
Yeah, like making choices. Some are easy, like what would I want to eat right now?
Then there are other really hard ones that require us to think a lot before reaching a conclusion. Like I have one at hand. My friend's throwing a party at her place, but it's just so late in the evening and she lives far away. I really want to go, but my sister says I can't. What to do?
I know how you feel. Last week I was also in a similar situation.
Really? What did you do then?
Here's a trick I follow. Make a list with 2 columns. On one side, write down what happens if you go to the party. And on the other side, what if you don't go to the party?
That's very methodical, Ikra.
It helps us understand pros and cons and make a choice.
But hey guys, I have to tell you something. There is a very popular group in my neighborhood and they invited me to join their group. Now I'm going to become popular.
Are you excited?
I don't know. They all think my best friend Sam is boring and not cool. They want me to stop hanging out with him.
Oh, that's a difficult call, Max. You could use the wheel of decision to figure out what to do. Let me introduce you guys to the wheel of decision now. This wheel is all about taking decisions that are good for us. When we are stuck in the process of taking a decision, we should start by stating the problem in the wheel. Then we follow each step to finally reach a decision. Spin it.
Define your problem. List options, alternatives. Weigh and compare options. Take a decision. Make a plan of action. Evaluate the decision. Gather information and resources.
This is super helpful. Ikra, do you know what's the most important step in decision making? Getting information from sources we trust.
Just like when we want to buy something, we check different shops and online too.
Yes, and if we need support and guidance, we should reach out to our trusted adults. It is helpful to think in advance who our trusted adults are.
Welcome back. Eastern Nagas Khanbra Frontier Nagaland Territory Mania upor Central Sarkar ba itu mamla upor bishi deri kuria khushi napa janaise dibole aji Eastern Nagaland pura de band thakise. Bando aji phujur 6 baji bra shuru kurigina sham 6 baji tak thakise. Bando sob Eastern Districts te shanti bra thaka jani paise. জানাই দিব ইস্টার্ন নাগাল্যান্ড পিপলস অর্গানাইজেশন প্রা ইন্ডিয়া সরকারকে ফ্রন্টিয়ার নাগাল্যান্ড টেরিটরি মাঙিকিনা বেশি দেরি আহি আছে কিন্তু ইতিয়া তক সরকার বা ইকু ঠিক কথা না দিকিনা আহি আছে সেন্টার ব্রা আগে দে অটোনমাস কাউন্সিল কোতে ইকোনমিক স্পেশাল প্যাকেজ দিবলে কথা দিছে হইলিবি ইস্টার্ন নাগাস খান ব্রা ইতু দো নলবো কইকিনা ফ্রন্টিয়ার নাগাল্যান্ড টেরিটরি দো মাঙি আছে আগে সাল দেবি ইতু মামলা নিমিদে প্রটেস্ট খান কুরিকিনা আইছে আর ইতিয়া আই বলে লাগা লোকসভা ইলেকশনস দেবি তাখান পার্টিসিপেট নকরু বলে কই আছে Women Entrepreneur Network Nagaland Khan, National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development lode collaborate kurigina International Women's Day manise kote Nagaland la maiki entrepreneurs kunba aigina program attend kurise. Program de Nabard la Chief Managing General Thiakala Au CT Law College la Principal Limanochet Jamir aro Eleutheros Christian Society la Managing Director Phutoli Chengmak laga bitor de open discussion thakise maiki Khan laga investment upor. IB details hobo.
What the banks do, they use that to give loans, and they have to be very careful when they give loans. They want to give loans that will not go bad, so that they get the interest, and that interest they first address your deposit, and the margin that they get out of that is their income, right? So that is how it used to work. But when they, huge portion of banks, government of India sponsored schemes, which is going bad every time, every year. So in the 90s, NABARD came up with this, pilot scheme, which we did in collaboration with an NGO in Mysore. It was called MyRada, Mysore Rehabilitation and Development Agency. When this MyRada NGO was first set up, it was basically set up to rehabilitate your Tibetan refugees who had fled from Tibet. That was how it started, but now of course it's taken on a totally different, various other activities they started doing. So they started working with these refugees and women groups, and they found that they started encouraging savings among these women groups, and then because many of these women, they were not having access to banks. Okay, banks would not even consider them because their savings is so meager that for a bank to open an account in the name of that individual, it's going to cost him more with all that documenting and processing than what the person is actually going to put into the account. So, most of these very below poverty line women and the population, marginalized women, they never had access to the formal banking system. And it was only when we started this experiment of SFGs with MyRada, where we first taught the women how to save. Save your money, and like Putuli was just mentioning about what they did within their organization. We basically taught all that to them. We have some 5 basic principles that all SFGs should follow. They should learn how to save. They should learn how to use the savings for productive purpose, not for consumption only. Because when you use it for something productive, you get a return on that. When you just consume it, then you have nothing, you can't reinvest. So there are certain rules that we have framed, and the NGOs have taught that to the SHGs. So we found that these SHGs have become very vibrant, thriving entities. They started growing, their savings also started growing, and then we started linking them with banks. We started telling the banks, look, you are not interested in financing one individual, but why don't you think of financing this entire group? This entire group of 10 or 20 women, let them open an account in the name of the group in your bank, and you give a loan to the group. The group will be responsible for the repayment of the loan, not that one individual. So in effect, you are actually helping 20 women through one loan, and you are also ensuring that the loan is repaid back by that group. Because we have already given them all the rules of how they have to run their SHG. So that was the experiment we started in the early mid-90s.
It's not necessary that you have to support women also. It's not necessary men has to support men also. We should support that is true, which is true. We should go by that. Yeah? And of course, when it comes to gender and land, access to land, customary rights, that's what I'm saying. When it comes to patriarchy, the patriarchy comes, the inheritance, the ancestral property, all these things, yeah, that's great. But then one thing I believe Nagaland context, we should understand the assets and liabilities, the benefit and burden. Benefit and burden sharing, So we should understand why, that's why it's like, why male can inherit? Why son can inherit? There must be some just, maybe at the same time they're getting the burden as well, the liability. I think we need to address these issues.
Mother's Club was formed because, again, the rural community, they are very poor, they don't have access to good nutrition, and they are daily wage earners, and sometimes they have to depend on little income that the government gives to them. So what we had seen over the years was a lot of women were malnutritive. They didn't have good immunity, their blood pressure was low, they were anemic. And so we started this Mothers Club in almost all the villages where the primary health centers. We have a PPP mode with the government of Nagaland. That's private-public partnership with the government of Nagaland. And also we have other funders who are helping with this health project. So when we started this Mothers Club, we started sensitizing women so that they can take care of themselves. We have nutrition that is being provided by the organization through the funders. We formed this Mothers Club so that they will have meetings once a month or twice a month, talk about not only their physical needs but also the emotional needs, and mothers are trained on health care. What happens is that most of the women don't vaccinate their children after they give birth. So what our organization has been doing is we are making sure that all the government primary health centers and sub-centers have good vaccination. They have vaccinations available so that the mothers can access and vaccinate their children.
Wokha district la bitor de 39 Sanis Assembly constituency bra 500 maike upor Sanis town de International Women's Day manabole aise. Aru itu homoy Impact Her bi launch kuri dise. Government of Nagaland Agricultural Advisor Mathang Yantan bra Impact Her do Zanbeni Yantan Advisor Mathang Yantan la lady wife bra shuru kuri aise. Aru itu de dunia ekta envision kure kote maiki soap ki laga background huile bi empower hoigina tai nijor laga community de change anibo. Iteba Mikey Khan ge equal contributors hoigina takhan ge janibo. Impact Her la co-founders Khan ase Thungdeno Mojui, retired project director rural development, Chibeni Patton, retired additional director school education, Yanbeni Hamsoy, retired CDPO social welfare department, Aro Zujano Patton, secretary Central Nagaland Women Association, Ringo Audio Aro Mary Khuvung 21 Bosti bra Mikey Khan aise kote kunba Mikey Khan International Women's Day bi na janegi na thake. Khan bi thakise. Program de Zuring, Madaliang, ADC Sanis aru Khuizan Korenta EAC Sungro PIs. Aji International Women's Day ase kundu desh pura de March 8 te itu din do manaye. Aro itu International Women's Day celebration do kinka shuru hoise koile do साल 1908 ते गार्मेंट माइकी वर्कर्स का न्यूयॉर्क ते स्ट्राइक रखी से माइकी खान ला वर्किंग कंडीशंस बिया हुआ ऊपर दे कुंदु दे 15,000 माइकी खान पार्ट हुई से ताकान लगा राइट्स काने फाइट कुरिगिना और इतु स्ट्राइक ला डिमांड दो ताकान लगा वर्किंग आवर्स कुमती कुरबुले वोटिंग राइट्स दिबोले और पे वेज रेस कुरबुले लगा थाकी से इतु स्ट्राइक तो ऑनो कुरिगिना सोशलिस्ट पार्टी ऑफ अमेरिका ब्रा साल 1909 फरवरी 28 दिन फर्स्ट नेशनल वुमेन्स डे दो यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स ते ऑब्जर्व कुरिसे और साल 1975 ते यूनाइटेड नेशंस बा मार्च 8 दिन तो ऑफिशियल इंटरनेशनल वुमेन्स डे बनाई दिसे तो मार्च 8 दिन दे माइकी खान ला सोशल इकोनॉमिक कल्चरल और पॉलिटिकल अकम्प्लिशमेंट्स खान अपलॉड करी मनाए वर्ल्ड वाइड ते United Nations Women हिसाब ते current trends खान suggest करी कि साल 2030 दे 342 million माइकी आरो छोकरी खान extreme poverty दे थकीबो कोइना इतो साल 2024 ला International Women's Day theme दो invest in women accelerate progress असे कुंदु माइकी खान के background और circumstance प्रा आइले भी ताकान सब equally और fully participate करबो पारिबोले लगासे International Women's Day दो माइकी खान लगा gender equality reproductive rights आरो माइकी खान लगा ऊपर abuse और violence वाला issue ऊपर attention आने बोले लगासे और women's rights और empowerment ते advocate करबोले भी एकता platform provide करे इतु दिन तो एकता reminder असे gender parity दो achieve होबो करने बिशी दूर असे कोई ना International Women's Day दो खाली माइकी खान लगा achievement celebrate करबोले नहोई कि ना इतु दिन worldwide ते माइकी खान करने gender equality दे action लुबोले call भी असे times ते माइकी खान करने बिशी rights खान उलाई गिनासे इतु दे India ला fundamental rights for women दो Indian Constitution प्रा core rights दिया से माइकी खान लगा equally आरो empowerment करने fundamental rights ते 5 important rights तो right to equality, dignity आरो decency, education, healthcare, political participation, protection against domestic violence आरो workplace rights खानस देश ला प्राइम मिनिस्टर नरेंद्र मोदी ब्रा साल 2015 दे बेटी बचाओ बेटी पढ़ाओ स्कीम दो लॉन्च कुरिसे माइकी खान लगा डिक्लाइनिंग चाइल्ड सेक्स रेशियो इशू दो एड्रेस कुरिगिना इतु दे साल 2016 दे ओलंपिक ब्रॉन्ज मेडलिस्ट साक्षी मलिक तो स्कीम लगा ब्रांड एम्बेसडर हुईसे
नागालैंड बेटी बचाओ बेटी पढ़ाओ स्कीम तो एनकरेज करिगिना मार्च 7 दिन कोहिमा डिस्ट्रिक्ट एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन और डिस्ट्रिक्ट हब फॉर एम्पावरमेंट ऑफ वुमेन मिलिगिना कोहिमा डिस्ट्रिक्ट दे थका 4टा सरकार स्कूल अवार्ड पाइसे माइकी स्टूडेंट्स लगा पास आउट रेट सबसे भाल हुआ करने नागालैंड तो एकता ट्रेडिशनल नागा सोसाइटी असे कुते माइकी खान हाईली रेस्पेक्टेड एजुकेटेड और हार्ड वर्किंग असे आरो इतुहे नहोइगेना सोसाइटी पारा जेनरली ताइखान लगा सेफ्टी गाने आटमोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट दी जा साल 2023 असेंबली इलेक्शन दे स्टेट दे हिस्ट्री क्रिएट हुइसे कितिया हिकानी जखालु और सालुतुन्यो क्रिसे इलेक्शन दे ओलाइगेना फर्स्ट नागा माइकी हुइसे एमएलए हुबोले कुंतु पारा नागा सोसाइटी दे माइकी खान लगा स्टेटस आरो सोसाइटी दे ताइखान लगा इम्पोर्टेंट रोल थाका दे बिशी डांगोर चेंज दिखाइसे इतुहे नहोइगेना नागालैंड असेंबली पारा साल 2023 दे नतुन नागालैंड म्युनिसिपल एक्ट 2023 पास करिसे कुते इतिया अर्बन लोकल बॉडीज इलेक्शन दे 33% women reservation elections लोबोले आसे कुंतु ULB polls लगा लास्ट इलेक्शन 2004 दे थाकिसे इतु ULB polls तो 20 साल पिछे दे लोबोले थाका अलप दिरि होइसे होइलेबि इतिया माइकी खान ग्रासरूट लेवल दे काम करिबोले पारिबो कुंतु नागा सोसाइटी कारणे एकटा डांगर कथा आसे नागा सोसाइटी दे माइकी खान इतिया स्पोर्ट्स दे भी बिशी एक्सेल होइगिना साल 2013 दे चक्रवोलु सुरो फर्स्ट नागा माइकी हुइसे नागालैंड पारा इंडिया रिप्रेजेंट करिबोले लंडन ओलंपिक दे आर्चरी खेलिबोले कारणे आरो साल 2023 दे 25-year-old निचारहो न्यूसु कुन फेक डिस्ट्रिक्ट पारा आसे ताइदो नागालैंड पारा फर्स्ट माइकी हुइसे प्रोफेशनल कॉन्ट्रैक्ट साइन करिबोले इंडियन वुमेन्स लीग क्लब दे कुते ताइ गोलकीपर आसे म्यूजिक सीन दे इम9 ला जमिरो एकता पावर हाउस गिटारिस्ट आसे कुन पारा जेंडर बैरियर्स खान ब्रेक करिगिना निजर लगा नाम बनाइगिना मास्टरपीस COO लीडर्स लगा ग्लोबल एम्बेसडर आसे इतु साल 2024 दे former chairperson of Nagaland Women's Commission and founding member of Naga Mothers Association Sanova Muzoto Padma Shri Award paise tai laga social work service karne aro ja साल 2023 दे supermodel Andrea Kivichusado North East India para first women actor huise Filmfare Award pawo karne
तो इतु थागा से तेला बुलेटिन करने और अलग-अलग खबर करने साथ एक भी ऑनबिल टीवी गुड बाय